Warning, it is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions and the Working Perspectives Podcast Weekend Pop-In that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You've been warned, so if you decide to listen, then don't complain like a fuck.
Yeah,
he was lying to us saying that he went to jump school and nothing added up. And I was like, I pulled my brother Mike aside. I'm like, I'm going to beat the shit out of him right now. And Mike was like, don't. And he took him aside and we put him straight. But anyways, long story short.
Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives Podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by the bad boy, Bernie Biceps, Bernie Base Hits, Benoit Pukase, Bern Podcasy, Lasmeeshma, Liam Reese, and the madman, Sean Day. You can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com, and please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going. Lasmeeshma, how we doing, my man?
I'm doing pretty good, man. This is not a joke, but I just saved switching my car insurance. Like, so that they don't play, man. Shop around.
Nice.
Geico is, yeah. They'll save 15%, man. Little motherfucker's right.
God damn. Listen to the Geico Gecko. How about it?
Yeah, or all of them. They have all kinds of characters. But Geico is where it's at.
Damn right.
Apparently.
Very nice. Bern, how we doing, brother?
Great, man. Doing great. Beautiful day, beautiful week so far. So hoping it stays nice through the week.
You and me both, babe. You and me both. Sean, how we living, pal?
Tired, busy, happy, living a dream, but super excited for this Friday. Obi-Wan's coming out.
Ooh.
Yeah.
All right,
Sean.
We can actually fucking talk about this without being fucking interrupted now. All right.
You should just mute him in the future. Just mute him.
Nice.
Two episodes as well. They're coming out.
Oh,
wait, there's two?
It's a double.
First time.
Nice. Well, very good. Well, speaking of Obi-Wan Kenobi, this is the Working Perspectives Podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. We're just sharing. Working perspectives.
You know what I was thinking? So, all right, let's talk about this. So, you know what I was thinking? Instead of Steve always shitting on the comic and, cool shit talk, we should, if we did that, because he leaves right after right after D Block. So in post show, right? If we just save that for this is when you talk about comic time, you know what I mean? Like that's
He'll just
perfect.
leave anyway.
He leaves anyway,
Yeah.
so you won't get interrupted. But yeah, dude. Dude, Obi-Wan, I cannot fucking wait. We're getting a lot of good shit back. I mean, it's one of those things where you watch the trailer like a million times, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm like, this is going to be fucking great. But yeah, super excited for it. So we'll get more into some Obi-Wan talk later and everything like that. But I want to talk about this week's episode. Let me fucking tell you, was this a fucking hit or was this a fucking hit? Great fucking show this week. We expanded our demographic. We're moving up Eastern Pennsylvania, going to Northeast PA, fucking the son of some coal miners and shit. Man, What a fucking episode. Really good stuff. Kind of hit it all over the place. Funny stories, great characters. Really, really liked it. Bern, I know you didn't get a chance to record because your wife took you to the Colbert show that night.
Correct.
So you had missed that show. But really, really excited to hear what you thought. So I'll go with you first. these are your people. It was your brother and your brother's best friend and your best friend. Like a lot of good folks on the show that I wouldn't know without you. So
Sure.
what did you think of the 40 Fort Roundtable and how'd you like it?
I mean, at one point, all 4 of those guys were roommates of mine. You know, like I lived with all of them. A part of my 26 roommate run or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was sorry to miss it, but at the same time, I was like, you know what? They're going to be just fine. There's plenty of firepower coming from those guys. Also, I have some things. If anybody has any questions or any corrections, I know one big one, which was confusing, was when we were talking about the dude who committed voter fraud. And Gil said he was a lifeguard in the Winter Olympics.
What?
So, yeah. And then J-Dub at one point was like, wait, there's no water sports in the Winter Olympics. Both were kind of right.
That's why I said what?
Yeah. So what he was the guy who committed voter fraud back in the day. He was a really good skier. He didn't make the Olympic team, but he competed nationally. So what those guys, when they hosted, it was in Lake Placid. What they do is they get these dudes who don't make the team, and they're there just to be like trail guides and like emergency response guys because they can get around the mountains. So like they're not necessarily lifeguards, but they're there to like, if someone goes off track or someone gets injured or whatever, they're the first people who get to them. So it was like, not a lifeguard, but in the same kind of vein.
Like a ski lifeguard or whatever?
Yeah, essentially just like a ski patrol.
Like a mountain guard?
Well, in some instances, they're essentially the only people that can respond. You know,
Right,
like if you're in a difficult part of the mountain, there's no way you can just like send like an EMT, like, hey, dude, just like go down there. You know what I mean? They can't do that shit. Regular person can't do that. I couldn't.
Agreed.
So that was his deal. And yeah, if anybody has any questions or anything that you clarified,
I do want to say this, Bern, and I'm asking for your forgiveness on this. But when elaborating on the nickname of Nick Gill, the Sword of the Morning, I misspoke and said that House Dane is part of the Reach. They are not. They are in Dorne.
No, they're Dornish, man.
Yeah,
they're Dornish.
I misspoke on that. I was really, really upset with myself on that. And it's unforgivable. I love House Dane, and I've always been a big fan of Sir Arthur Dane and, Ashura Dane, really all the House Dane all together, even the Dark Star. But I really flubbed it. I flubbed it.
We're going to let you slide. I'm going to let you slide on that because you came with the rest of the thunder as far as that conversation went. So I think everybody knew what you meant.
Yeah. So, okay.
Dude, I've tried to watch Game of Thrones so many times and I just can't get like, it's okay.
Dude,
you know what I mean? Like I just can't get like.
It's way easier to read because there's so many characters, but in the books, each chapter, in the books, each chapter is just a character's perspective. So like the first book is only told from like 6 different perspectives.
Yeah.
So it's way easier to like figure out like who's with what group and like who's doing their thing. It's mostly Starks, Tyrion. It's all the It's a couple Starks, Tyrion, and is he the only one?
Jon, Bran, Ned, Catelyn, Arya, and Tyrion.
Yeah,
are you sure?
It's just I'm not saying that it's like a terrible show. It's just like I just can't get like it seems like
honestly,
people just get like sucked into it and then they're all in.
You should
just like
do you do Audible at all or books on tape?
No, if I was gonna, I'll just read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I would just read it.
I would say, dude, the books are narrated by this narrator named Simon Vance. He's one of the best that there is. And I'll tell you, dude, if you like, dude, if you're at work, like you're listening to a podcast, it's like kind of the same thing. If you can do a book on tape, like Audible, I go through so much Audible. It's ridiculous. But dude, those things, like if you want to get into them, listen to the books or listen or read the books because they're fucking incredible.
Yeah, I might
absolutely incredible.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, because once you do the books, you'll want to see the show. You'll want to see it, and like because what the show did that was great with Game of Thrones is that in the books you come to find out like you'll hear a rumor, and then that's George R. Martin's storytelling of telling you like, oh no, this happened. It's not a rumor. This is what's going on now with this person that you don't see. Right. Mm-hmm. So, but in the show, they give you that interaction, right? They give you that Robb Stark. They give you that Tywin Lannister, which is, it's like, oh my God, it's so great. It really is, especially early on before it gets fucked, before season 7. But either way, so let's keep moving. Lasmeeshma, what was your thoughts on this week's show, the Roundtable of the Fort of 40?
They sound like a pretty fun bunch of guys, you know what
Dude,
I mean? Like,
do we click
shout out
do
to
we click, right?
Yeah, shout out to damaging cars and damaging cars coming by and fucking. I want to get a look at that at the hobo jungle. You know what I mean? I want to put eyes on the hobo jungle, dude.
Dude, a live show from Hobo? I mean, come on. Is that not the move or is that not the move? Dude,
sounds awesome.
Dude, first off, Hobo Jungle, best name for the woods ever, right? Like, we called ours No Outlet. Not creative at all. But Hobo Jungle, absolutely phenomenal. It sounds
also,
yeah.
It was right down the street. It was like a block away from the Little League field. And the entrance is at the end of like a really shallow No Outlet. Like there's like 2 houses there and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So like you would cruise, like during the summer, you'd be cruising. You'd be like, all right, there's not many bikes at the Little League field right now. No one's out front playing doggy. But then then like on your cruise, you'd be like, well, let's see what's going on in Hobo. So it was part of just the run. Like, I always say
your spots.
It was like 4:00 and you had to like go visit your grandmother or something, you get back and you're like, oh shit, okay, it's 4:30 now. Like, I don't know where anybody is. I don't have a cell phone. Everybody's already out doing their thing. Like, let me cruise by all the spots and see where the bikes are.
God, is that not the best? Was that not the best, dude? Just fucking getting on your bike, going around, seeing what front yard the bikes are in, or seeing where everything's piled up, going to the park, going to the pool. The best, dude. Absolutely the best. Yeah, but no, I'll say this, and I've said it from the beginning. I feel like, us Lansdale, North Wales guys, we just all gel with these freaking 40 Fort, Nepah fellas. I mean, it's just the sons of coal miners and us, we just jam. You know what I mean? We jam, which is nice. So cool, but very good. Anything else, Lasmeeshma?
Yeah, that the name of that field in the parish cracked me up too. It's just
holy name,
right? Yeah, that was pretty good too.
Yeah.
Dude, that was
just like bunch of guys sitting around drunk, like arguing. They're like, well, just fucking call it holy name.
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought. I was like, God damn, we got to name this thing. Well, better be fucking holy. Yeah, great stuff.
Holy name. There you go. Who needs to be specific?
Can't argue with that.
Yeah, nice. Sean, the madman, what did you think of this week's episode, the 40 Fort Roundtable?
Well, I did miss the last 20 minutes of it because I was trying to listen to it the last 20 minutes in the car with my kids, and then I was just like, this is not for kids right now. But no, but it was really good. It was it sounded like their childhood was like the same as us in like North Wales and Lansdale.
Yeah.
And my second thought was like, it'd be interesting if we like ran into them when we were kids and like if we started fighting each other, like who would win? Would be Lansdale kids or North Wales kids? The 40 Foot kids.
Yeah. That thought always crosses your mind,
Either way, there's going to be a scrap,
Yeah.
Like either way, we would have found out, I'm sure.
But then eventually we probably like became friends,
Exactly.
But we'd have to fight each other first, to see who's on top.
Absolutely.
That's just how it went. You know what I mean? You had to throw down, that's just the name of the game. No, I'm with you, dude. They are, no, it was good. I love too, the Dilly Street toe tickler, like the characters you guys have in 40 Fort, the Dilly Street toe tickler, the roided out spaghetti strap, coach.
That guy was
two pedos in the baseball Little League. Then you have Leo Ryan, right? Then you got the pole hugger, and then not to mention the wave pool whacker, all in one town. Produced
of like
4,500. Yeah. As of 2011.
So it's the population size is comparable to North Wales, and we have like the one traffic light. They said they had a bunch. I'm wondering where the fuck they put all these traffic lights.
So
dude.
there's Wyoming Avenue, Pennsylvania State Route 11 runs right through 40 Fort and separates east and west. So I think there's 6, but the whole road, like 40 Fort, is essentially like a mile 1.5 long, and that road runs right through the whole thing. So that's where there's not a traffic light on any other road in 40 Fort. That's the only one. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. No, I really enjoyed it. Honestly, thought it was one of our best shows. I can't wait to do another one. I would love to, because I've dealt with several female from 40 Fort. I would love to get the female perspective of 40 Fort, because I'll tell you, every chick I dealt with from 40 Fort, calf natch. Yeah,
we only associate with the cream of the crop, you know.
Cream of the crop, rise to the top. Never hate a pig because the pig is a cop. You know, it's great. Yeah, great stuff. So, okay, so like we said, available now on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Work Perspectives Podcast. We have the 40 Fort Roundtable episode. Really check it out. Worth the watch. Fantastic show. One of our best stuff. Really, really good. But I want to keep it moving. So next week on the show, we have another NWian, Lasmeeshma, your boy, and I want to hear about it. Your boy, E-Dub, as you call him, is going to be on the show. We got the Ian Hogan episode. I'll tell you this, man. I never met Ian before, and my only interactions with him have been through the show, right? But really like a good dude from like I've only had several, but he's just a good dude. And like his story is fucking bananas, like really, really good. And it, you know, checks all boxes, all flavors of ice cream, really great stuff. Really looking forward to it. What about you? How do you feel about it?
I'm definitely looking forward to it. Ian is one of my close, good friends, you know. When I was 18, like when my mom first got tired of my shit, kicked me out. You know what I mean? Like he had a room in the apartment he was living at with another friend of ours. They brought me in. He was nice enough not to talk about what a shithole that place was when we lived there. But, you know, me and him were just really close. I just saw him, actually. He was in for a wedding for another one of his friends, one of the older guys. So it was good to see him. I can't wait to hear it, though. And I was part of that of Ian's show. So me and Cabot did that one. It is pretty nice.
Yeah. You had a really strong showing on that one. And like that was one too, because we started it late because he's on the East Coast. Like it went long. Like it was like we didn't get done till late. But it was one of those things. I remember we're recording it and it had, you know, it was a pretty stacked card because it was me, you, Justin, Steve, and Tom. And then also Ian. So it was 6 people on there, right? And I remember we're coming down, like we're on the home stretch. And usually like you can tell like guys are getting tired or someone's on their phone or whatever, dipping out, like just, you know, not into it. But I remember watching, like talking with him and being involved in the conversation, and everyone's eyes were like glued on the conversation because everyone's like, this is fucking good shit.
Yeah, you know, I don't want to give anything away because it's the next episode. But his story is pretty
crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's great that he ended up like where he is, how he is now, and everything.
Dude, yeah. So proud of him, man. So proud of him. Really overcame a lot. Really fixed up his shit big time, and he's living his best life right now. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I'm fucking happy for him. You're the same way, brother. So you know, to see you guys, you know, living your best lives is a great, great thing. So really
he's excited. Honestly like as good a friend as you could ever ask, you know. So good guy. Yeah,
totally. Sean, did you know? I know Ian was from like what he said. He came to the neighborhood late, but did you have a lot of interactions with Ian or no?
Yeah, I did, but it was like after I got out of high school, because like you know I was in high school and stuff like that. Like if I didn't like know you, it took me a while to like warm up to you. And like during the week, I didn't really even come out during the week at all. I was always training or studying and stuff like that. And so when I came out on the weekends, I was just completely fucked up and drunk. Yeah. And so I didn't really know much about him. It's kind of like Emo. Like Emo was around, but I didn't really know him. But after high school, I would go to Steve's house like on the weekends when I was in the military. And he was always there partying. So I actually got to get to know him there, but I don't know anything about him really, like about where he was born or really anything. I mean, I'm friends. I interact with him on Facebook and stuff like that. We talk, but it should be interesting to figure out where he came from. Because he came up in North Wales, I guess when we were like 16 or 17 or something like that.
Yeah. So that's what he said. Yeah, he moved in high school to North Wales,
but he was tough. More like Steve's friend and Liam's friend.
Yeah, that's
Sean.
What he said.
you graduated with Steve, or you were one older?
You the same year.
Your same year as
Yeah, 2002, 9/11. That's all I remember.
Yeah. You guys were 1 year before me and Liam. Me and Liam are the same year.
I just have horrible memory,
So you and me both, brother. I was saying something to Steve yesterday. I was like, yo, man, I was on the phone with him because he helped with the recording last night. And I was like, yo, recording's at 7:30. Just, be there. And then like an hour later, not even an hour later, dude, like 10 minutes later, I texted him. I was like, hey, man, I don't know if I mentioned it, but the recording tonight's at 7:30. He's like, you did. And you have fucking CTE. So fucking there you go.
You guys get hit in the head a lot, choked and shit.
Yeah. But man, no, the memories, it's a fucking chewing gum up there. So nice. Let's keep it moving then. So like we said, available now, all podcast platforms and YouTube, the 40 Fort Roundtable. Highly suggest checking it out. Love our Roundtable series. Every time it's a fucking banger. It's a hit. Got to get more of these on here. Really love doing them. They're always a ton of fun and really good stuff, really great content. And then, like we said, next week, man, I mean, just another good flavor of ice cream that you got here, dude. Ian's show, it takes you ups, downs, left, rights. It's a story of redemption, a story of failure, heartbreak, mistakes. And, man, it's a really, really
not giving up.
Never quitting, not giving up. It's a really, really, really good episode. So let's keep it moving. I want to talk a little bit about what we got into on the weekend. So I'm going to come to you, Benoit Podcasy. What did you get into last weekend? What do you got for this upcoming weekend?
Last weekend was pretty chill. My son went over to his friend's house, and then I got to meet the folks, and they were cool, and we had a couple beers.
Yeah. What's that?
Almost like making an adult friend is always like a nice move.
The only friends my daughter hangs out with right now are her, it's like box kid or her cousins. You know what I mean?
This was legit the first time I took him over to a school friend's house and just dropped him off and left for a couple hours and came back.
And it went well.
Oh, they had the best time. I had a good time. We got home just as the Celtics game was about to start. He puked all over the back seat of the car, so we got to clean that up for a while.
Yeah.
And then the next day we went to this race, which was awesome. It's like $10 and it's just like 100-meter dash. And so they break up the kids like 3-year-old boys, 3-year-old girls, 4-year-old boys, 4-year-old girls. They give them like a little racing penny and they jam. And it's like it's just a dash. I think the 6-year-olds run a quarter mile. So it's like 4:00. It's just a really nice thing to do late in the day on a Sunday to just exhaust your kid, end the weekend.
How many races did he run?
He only ran one, because it was the last weekend it was going to rain. So they only did one. But he finished 4th, which he was pretty happy about.
Out of how many?
I don't know, like 30.
What?
There was this kid, though, Mohawk Kid. Mohawk Kid had it all figured out. Mohawk Kid had a good gate. He started all the way on the outside. So there was he wasn't tripping over anybody in the middle. He just zoomed. So Mohawk Kid, I was like, all right, that kid.
He's been winning that race since he was 2.
Yeah.
So
not his first one.
Yeah, hence the Mohawk,
Yeah, exactly.
Aerodynamic.
Exactly.
Nice.
But yeah, it was cool, man. And then tomorrow we have his graduation from his pre-K.
Very cool.
And then Jess and I are going to a wedding Saturday.
Whoa. Who's tying the knot?
One of her friends from her internship when we first moved down here, Kelsey.
Nice, dude.
Yeah, so we're going to get out. And I think I have to work Sunday, Monday, but...
Dude, open bar and everything.
Oh, yeah, and you get a nice cocktail hour, bro.
Yeah,
I'll tell you.
It's been a long time. It's been a long time since she and I went out and put nice clothes on and did something.
Yeah, dude, cocktail hour is fucking great, isn't it? Yeah. If you get a good cocktail hour, right? The key we found out, you want to position yourself near the door where the food comes out and next to a bar. Right? Yeah. If you can position yourself there, you're in the money. And, it was always, that was my philosophy of on Dollar Dog Night at Citizens Bank Park. I always like to sit in the left field porch because even though you can't see the Jumbotron,
There's plenty of dog access, a bathroom, and a bar that sells liquor. So it's like it's a small price to pay for for not being able to see the scoreboard. But yeah, so it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to that. Oh, and my daughter, who just turned 4 months, tried apples today. She tried her first solid food today. Seemed to enjoy it. So yeah. Yeah, she's rolling over and shit and eating apples. They're growing up so fast.
They grow up so fast.
They grow up so fast.
Yeah, damn right. Nice, man. Good. Glad to hear. Well, I hope you enjoy that shit.
Sounds
like a lot of fun. Sounds like a lot of fun.
And like my wife, you know, like I said, the baby was just born 4 months ago. My wife doesn't really have her drinking legs on yet. So she'll probably just have like, you know, a glass of wine here or there. So I can get a little saucy.
Well, all she has to do is all you gotta do is just do the pump and dump. She can drink, pump and dump, and then because you're breastfeeding, right? So or you can drink it, you know, don't want to waste the wine.
I'll put it down, man. Yeah, put it in the cereal the next day.
Why not, dude? Or I mean, she could sell it. Do you hear about those? Like, apparently now for bodybuilders, breast milk's like a big thing.
Well, no. The big thing is with all the supply chain shutting down.
Yeah,
people can't get. I mean, I guess the bodybuilder thing is always the thing, but right now it's like a
extra with the
like global thing.
Yeah, I know with the formula shortage now, it's like a thing. But I remember when my daughter was breastfeeding, and that was 2 years ago, is that like I looked it up. There's these women that will make like 6 figures selling their breast milk, and they like, you know, their kid's like a toddler, so they just keep it going, and they're just selling it like hotcakes online.
Yeah, you just keep pumping. As long as you keep
There's so
pumping,
much I don't understand about fucking women.
Dude.
How the fuck does that work?
Also, fucking breastfeeding legit is brutal. Like that is a brutal thing for women. Like it's legit. It's every fucking 4 hours you're up. You got to pump. Like it's just like I felt bad for my wife. I was like, get this fucking done as soon as possible.
Well, for me, I got the full brunt of it. I mean, I didn't have my nipples all raw, but like we had twins, and so I was up too.
Oh yeah.
So like I got and I was in graduate school too, and I was like, dude, it was tiring.
Man, surprise!
Every 4 hours,
yeah. That was a test on your marriage. I'll fucking tell you that.
Yeah, 2 years.
Eric's got twins too. He always talks like that. So you get no break when you have twins. You know what I mean? Like most parents, they like alternate and everything. But if you have twins, you're both just fucking getting up. You know?
No, we started doing that in the beginning. In the beginning, we were doing that, but then we started making breaks. So she would just pump, put it in bottles. Because if you start doing like, you know, one person's watching one baby, no one gets a break. We learned out fast, like 3 or 4 months in, that we had to, because otherwise you would get no sleep at all.
Yeah.
So that's how we did it.
Twins. Oof, that's fucking scary.
Yeah, dude.
Eric had his kids.
Oh yeah. They're a couple months old now.
Cool. Last time I heard from him on the pod, I knew he was expecting.
Yeah. Oh, shout out to soon to be guest on the show, friend of the show, Sweet Mama Cheesecake, Danielle Costanzo. Her and her wife had their baby last week. So congrats to them.
Nice.
Yeah, man. Really good stuff. So nice. Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for that, Benoit. Lasmeeshma, what do you got for last weekend, and what do you got this upcoming week?
So if you remember, last weekend was like super hot. So remember Saturday was like super hot. Saturday they already had this planned. Like a company comes in to like clean all the coils and like the final filters and our air handlers and stuff.
At all your that job?
All that shit's up on the roof. So we were up on the roof doing exhaust fans and shit all day. So that day it like sucked the life out of it, dude. You know what I mean? Like I got home Saturday. Yeah. Because especially when it's the first hot day and you're just not used to it, like just like so much water comes out of your body that you're just like gone. And it's different when you're inside and you're sweating. I swear it's completely different. When the sun just like cooks you, then you're like, you know, you're like twice as dead. But like a dumbass, I should have had this all set up before I left for work that day. I didn't have any of the air conditioners in or anything, so I had to come home and do all that shit, set it up to like cool, and to cool the apartment down. Like where we live is the second floor, so it's fucking hot up here if you have no air conditioning in. I didn't do any of that shit. I get home from work. It's like a fucking hot box in here. So I had to deal with that. And,
what, you put in window unit?
Yeah, we have 3. I do 1 in the living room and then 2 in the back in the bedrooms. And that kind of keeps the whole place pretty nice.
Dude.
Usually just need to run like 2 at a time.
Yeah.
If I run 1 up here and 1 in the back, and then,
dude,
I'll turn this one off.
I'm one of those, bro, where I legit need to sleep in a fucking fridge. You know what I'm saying? I hate it. Like,
I don't know how we used to do it. Like, the house I grew up in had no air conditioning.
Yeah,
and I remember it being brutal, but now I know I can fucking do it.
No way, dude. Also, too, remember, like I always think too, like, could you imagine being in like the Civil War wearing like wool and it's like fucking 100 out?
Well, they don't know any difference. See, that's the thing. I think it's just we're like kind of pussies because we have it, Like, because people didn't have air conditioning forever and ever. I guess if you don't know you don't have it, it's not as bad. It's kind of
thing. And like after a while you adapt to it, because I've been in like just the armpits of the world.
Yeah, I was about to say, you must think we're the biggest pussies in the world.
No,
about air conditioning,
No, because I fall back into it. I mean, like you go into deployment, like the first couple of weeks you remember, but after a while you just forget about it and it becomes normal. But like no, like now that I'm like home now and domesticated, I'm like the biggest wuss too. If it's not 69 degrees, if it's like has to be at 68, I'm like bitching. And then my wife, she likes it at 75. I like it at 68. So it's like this ongoing thing. So I have this evil plan. I'm gonna take it apart and recalibrate it so 75 means 68. I think it's a brilliant plan.
Yeah, and 68 means 61.
Yeah, dude, how hot would it get when you were overseas? Like, because you were in Panama, or no, you weren't in Panama. You were
South
in
America.
You were in South America, and then also you were in Afghanistan, right? Like, how it
worked out though? I didn't actually deal with like a ton of heat, because the way it worked is we had 6-month deployments, and so 3 months in, I remember
Africa.
But 3 months in was always January. So
okay,
I was always there, so I would see like the tail end of it and the beginning of it. So like when we first got there was definitely some hot days, and when we left there was definitely some hot days everywhere we went. But that's how I just kind of worked out with my deployments. I was always there in the winter, but it definitely got hot. I mean, like no hotter than here in Phoenix and Tucson.
All right.
So I'm used to that. I mean, out here it gets hot. Like out here it gets just as hot out there. I mean, last summer we had probably 5 days that sustained over 120 degrees.
Oh my God.
In Tucson. So it's hotter here.
Dude, I grew up, I had cousins who lived out in, outside of Phoenix. And I remember like being really young, they came in to visit and I was like, oh, so you guys like, you have a pool? And they were like, yeah. I'm like, so you must spend your whole summer in the pool. And they're like, no, the spring and the winter and the fall, you go in the pool. The summer, it's too hot to swim. And that like just blew my mind as a guy living in Pennsylvania. Like, that's the only time I get to swim. Yeah,
what do you mean it's too hot to swim?
Too hot to swim,
the sun, like the UV, like they'll have like these UV numbers, and like they're always like over the limit you're supposed to be, like where you can basically get sunburn in like 10 minutes. And like you can't. So basically here everyone gets up at like 5 or 6 in the morning. You go walk your dog, and then by like 10 or 11, you stay inside till about 4 or 5, and you just kind of work around it.
Wow.
And you can't swim? Like what? Like
I mean, some people do. I mean, like my.
It's just too much of a risk.
Like their grandparents, they have a really nice pool, and they have a big like shade cloth over it.
Okay.
But those are expensive because you get the monsoons, and the monsoons come in, and the wind picks up, so it's pretty expensive to put in like a shade cloth, because then you're gonna like. The last 2 years, it'll just blow away.
And
like a public pool, you can't put a shade cloth on a public pool. It's too damn big.
And if it's 120 out and the water's 103, you're like, what's the point of it? Like, this is not. It's not refreshing. It's not enjoyable. It's like I can go sit in your bathtub.
Jesus.
Well, I burn to a crisp, so I'd be more worried about like he said. But like if the UV rating got that'd be enough for me to like put my hands up and be like, yeah, I'm out. You know what I mean? I burn like.
And another thing is too, you guys don't think about is you guys have a frost warning, so all your pipes are probably 5-6 feet. Here we don't have a frost warning, so our pipes are all at like 2 or 3 feet, and so the ground's hot as shit. So you don't get cold showers because all the water's sitting in the pipes.
Oh,
and sometimes it's hot, like it'll burn you. Like you'll turn on the cold water and it'll burn you. You have to like let it run for a good 2 minutes. But even then, you're not getting cold showers in the summertime here at all.
Wow.
I
So
never considered that.
All the water's always warm.
Damn.
There's so much I don't know in the fucking world, dude.
Dude, seriously, I didn't think it got to 120. Like, that's unfucking believable.
Yeah, dude, out like in Nevada and stuff, when we were in Vegas, it was 120 degrees. It was fucking, and that was at like noon, 120 degrees at like noon. We didn't go out for it,
Yeah, thank God for air conditioning, man. Thank fucking God. No, yeah, the best. So nice. Okay. And Liam, I interrupted you. So what do you got this upcoming weekend?
This upcoming weekend, my sister and her husband finally moved around here. So on Memorial Day, we'll hang out with them.
Nice.
My sister and my daughter are like pretty close. So she's really psyched that my sister's in town and everything. Gets to spend time with the girl, not just always around some dude.
I can't tell you how, honestly, man, and I said it before when we talked about it on your episode and things, but I can't tell you how fucking great I think, like, your sister's just awesome for doing that. Like, knowing that it's how important it is for her to be part of your daughter's life, because she needs it, man. Mm-hmm. She fucking, like, and she must absolutely adore your sister.
Oh yeah,
like,
both
favorite,
of them. She adores
favorite
both
person.
Sisters.
Yeah, they're her favorites for sure.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, she would pick them over you in a heartbeat for sure.
Yeah, that goes without saying.
Yeah, how about it, right? How about it? Nice. All right, cool, man. Well, good. Glad to hear. So cool. Let's keep it going. Sean Douglas Day. Looking forward to our weekend talks that we've been having. They've been great. But what did you get into last weekend? What do you got this upcoming weekend?
Yeah, those are going to stop now because graduate school is just getting too busy. But that's what I did. Yeah, it's getting a lot of. I enjoy it, but I was boozing more than I have in a while lately.
Yeah,
so that's going to stop.
Studying.
Yeah, I mean, I don't drink all the time, but it's like 10 o'clock. Usually it was like 10 to 11 or something like that. But then it became like now like 10 to 1. I'm like, it's getting too late because I'm getting old now. I get up the next morning and I'm all tired. I'm like, Jesus. Ugh. But that's got to stop. I'm putting a limit now. 3 beers a night on the weekends. Twice. That's it.
When you're
anyways,
when you're hanging out at what was the name of the Tumbleweed?
La Tumbleweed Lounge.
The Tumbleweed Lounge.
That place sounds awesome, man.
Just sounds
Dude, it is. It's like just like a hole in the wall. It's all like just salt of the earth type people, like farmers, and then like lawyers will come in there, and then like just a bunch of random bikers will come in there. Nice. Just random. It's a bunch of random people that come in there, and we all just hang out and
dude,
talk stories.
They I have to imagine in this type of in the area you're in, it's pretty rural, right? Like they must fucking you must be a celebrity when you go in and they find out you're a SEAL. You know what I mean? Like, come on.
Honestly,
I know you don't lead off with that. I don't
really tell everyone I'm a SEAL, honestly, because there's so many fakes out there. It's like hard for me even to prove it. I mean, there's a few guys in there that are prior military, so I'll show them photos and okay, you're legit. But I usually don't lead off with that. And also, it's like, hey, what you used to do? I'm like, oh yeah, I was a Navy SEAL sniper combat medic, and they're like, people, I've done that when I first got out in 2013, 2014, and people's eyes would just glass over, like, yeah, fuck you, buddy.
Yeah.
So I don't even. Oh man, that's so shitty.
That's awesome.
So which was that was kind of difficult getting out because I couldn't relate to people. I'm like, because I'm just trying to tell stories, and all my stories as an adult, they're nuts. And I'm like, some people don't believe me, or they do believe me, and they think I'm one-upping them. I'm like, I'm not one-upping you. I'm just telling a story. Yeah. So I normally don't even. Most people just know me as a research agronomist and farmer, and I just say I'm a prior Navy guy. If they really start asking, I'll be like, oh, I was a combat medic. I'm if they really start pressing, then I'll be like, okay. But that takes a while for me.
What unit? Yeah. I hear you. Man.
I'm like, oh, SEAL Team 2. Like, oh, so you're a combat medic at SEAL Team 2? Were you a SEAL? I'm like, yeah. So they have to really, really.
Yeah. No, that crying. Honestly, I could see that though. Because the stolen valor really, dude, how angry does that make you when you see that? Is that fucking?
I have 2 stories of it. I have 2 stories that are super close to me.
Let's.
So when I first got out of the military, I wasn't supposed to, but I started fighting and stuff like that. I had probably CTE already.
Okay.
But it was just like to prevent me from like climbing a clock tower. But
Right.
I was sparring all the time.
Jesus.
And one of the main dudes there. I mean, if I climbed the clock tower, it'd be for bad people. Yeah, I'd be like a Dexter type guy.
Yeah.
So don't worry.
Yeah.
Don't worry. I'd be like, all pedophiles. I'd find them, you know, I'd put flyers out, make a big parade for them, and then just start picking them off.
It's good. Do it. Hey, man, that's how it should be.
But anyways, one of the main owner, his main coach there, named Rainy Martinez, he was claiming to be a SEAL, and he was a good fighter. He was part of like UFC 1, 2, and 3. He was an undercard. He was a sparring partner for Don Fry. He was a legend in his own right. He didn't need to lie.
Yeah.
Apparently he was in the Navy, but he had been saying he was a Navy SEAL for a long time. And I immediately knew he wasn't. And so I didn't tell anyone there I was a SEAL. And so I knew he was a fake for a while. And I don't know, about a year and a half into it, Chris Carriasso, my head coach, was having a title shot in the UFC. And Rainey just became a cancer in the gym, was talking shit because Chris didn't want to train with Rainey. And so Chris was training out in San Francisco with all his like Muay Thai coaches. Like these are guys that have like 300 fights. They're from Thailand. Yeah. They were 12-year-old champions. Yeah. And so Rainey got all mad. And finally I was like, fuck it, dude, I'm doing it. So I blew him up all over the internet, told him everyone that he was a fake. And obviously he tried saying that he was, and people were like, no, you're the fake Sean. I'm like, no, I actually am a SEAL. Yeah. And after about a month, everyone was like mad at me, but then he just didn't show up to the gym anymore. His profile was off and no one heard from him for about 3 or 4 months. And after about 3 or 4 months, we're like, holy shit. Like,
yeah, well, there's your answer,
right? I guess Sean, there's your answer. Because I came up, I was like, I got my DD214. I've got proof. I started like showing photos of me. Yeah. I told him about my brother. Yeah. And everyone's like, holy shit, he's the real deal. Yeah. But I think people like didn't believe me at first because I'm like, you know, I'm 5'10", maybe 190. I'm not like super imposing. People think like Navy SEALs are supposed to be like 6'4", 250
Everyone
pounds.
Sees Jocko and like, oh, that's a SEAL. Yeah. And Goggins.
But he's short though. Jocko's not even that big anyway. Jocko,
really? No, I thought he was tall.
I mean, he's not like tall, but I mean, he's jacked. But But no, I mean, you look at like the Medal of Honor winners, Byers. He was on, I think, was it Conan or something like that?
I thought he was on Colbert.
Oh, Colbert, yeah. He's like, dude, he's like 5'8". Like he looks like a mailman.
Yeah.
He looks like
I would just think they're solid and sharp and agile. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
You saw Galante. Galante's an 0321, and he's got the fucking eagle eye stone killer look, but it's not like he's 6'5". You know what I mean? He's just like, he's 6 foot or something. You know what I mean?
But Matt, here's the second one. I know I'm going long on this, but here's the second one.
No, take your
it's like the stolen Valor. Like, anyways, that guy,
take your time.
He's not around anymore. Everyone, after it took about a year, everyone like apologized to me. It took about a year. We're on good terms now.
Really quick, what was the dead giveaway? Like you said, you knew like after meeting this guy briefly that he was full of shit.
I don't know.
What was the giveaway?
It's like you're a bartender, right?
Yeah, forever. Yeah.
It's like if someone is telling you a bartender, like, and you started asking him like very specific questions, like, I don't know, like, I don't know what to ask, but like you guys would know, like you and Matt would know, like, you probably start asking like, what goes in this drink or that, and then like you could probably tell it's like certain stuff like that. I can't pinpoint it, and I can't explain it to you, but it's like 10 years of experience that I'm just like, this guy's full of shit.
Yeah, you're like, okay, that's bullshit. Yeah,
I can tell.
Like this basic stuff, and then like even his class number, like the basic one is a class number.
Yeah,
the class number didn't even match up because like I know all the dates roughly of where the classes are at, and his class number didn't line up or anything, and like he didn't know shit about diving and like I was like, he's full of shit. But it was super interesting though because I knew for like over a year that he was full of shit, so it was like really interesting. I was like going undercover and like talking. I would see this guy like 4 or 5 times a week. And I know he's full of shit for a year and a half. It was hilarious because I would just start like asking him like, "Oh, you're so cool." Dude, I wanted to be a Navy SEAL when I was a kid.
It is illegal.
So funny.
It is illegal though, is it not?
No, they go back and forth. And honestly, I hate stolen valor, but it is freedom of speech. But I think the only way it's illegal
being outed is its own punishment.
Yeah, that's
itself.
Its own thing.
Yeah,
but the part I do agree with, I think it is illegal is
if you profit from it.
If they profit from it.
Oh, okay.
Which I agree with because that becomes like fraud. That's not really freedom of speech at that point. But if you're at a bar,
if you're getting like discounts and shit, and you're like,
but no, if you're at a bar getting discounts, that'd be fraud. But if you're at a bar trying to get laid, that's freedom of speech.
Yeah, and you're just
it's bullshit. But
we've all said we played college football at a bar to bang a chick. I mean, come on, let's go. Yeah.
So, but no, the second one was like even closer to me. I don't know how this happens, but I shit you not. My sister won't even talk to me anymore. Long story short is her husband was claiming to be like this badass ranger. Turns out he wasn't. And he told me and my brother Mike Day, the other,
your brother Mike. Yeah.
He was lying to us
27 times. Yeah.
Yeah, he was lying to us saying that he went to jump school and nothing added up. And I was like, I told my brother Mike, I'm like, I'm gonna beat the shit out of him right now. And Mike was like, don't. And he took him aside and we put him straight. But anyways, long story short is super close to me.
Fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. My sister won't even talk to me now.
Wait. Hold on. Go. Hold the fuck on. Right? What was this at their wedding or where was this at?
No, I didn't go to the wedding because, well, I was busy. I had an internship with the USDA, so I couldn't go to the wedding. I guess I could have, but I know he's full of shit a long time ago. I didn't feel like going anyway.
Yeah.
So, but I didn't. No, this was like 4 or 5 years later. Like 4 years later.
So your
I just kept it to myself.
He's a magnet for it.
I know.
But
it's actually kind of funny, like not outing him right away, because I think there's some people who like try to out people too fast. I'm like, dude, maybe he is. Like, you don't know.
Yeah.
Like you don't know. Like you have to like really, and seals I can figure out within pretty fast, but a ranger it takes a little longer for me. Yeah. I mean, I was around him, but I don't know like all the specifics.
Sure.
Questions to ask.
Yeah. He like the guy he's your brother-in-law, right? And you knew this the whole time, right? And you eventually it's just too much, and you. Legit, your sister's 2 brothers are legit Navy SEALs. Like
you would think when she told him that he knew it wasn't gonna fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, also I wonder too if it was like an inferiority complex. You know what I mean? Like she talks about.
It totally was.
Yeah, she talks about her 2 brothers being like, because you think about like like right away he feels like a beta. Because it's like 2 fucking Navy SEALs, and one of them talks about being shot 27 times. It's like, what the fuck? Like he definitely was like, he felt like an inferiority complex. So that forced him to make up this lie. But I love that you and your brother pulled him aside and were like, look, this shit fucking ends now.
Well, here's the thing, though.
Well, she was fine with it. But no, but what really pissed her off is because I had my nonprofit and like, we help veterans, and he kept saying he wanted to help. And I'm like, this is like after we outed him, like not publicly, but he kept saying he wanted to help out with the nonprofit. I'm like, dude, you're not helping, like, because you're a fake, and you stole Valor, and then he like lied to me about lying about it. And then when he did that, I was like, you know what, this is it.
Yeah.
And I blew him up. I made a meme about him, threw him all over the internet, and that's when my sister was like,
"You made a meme? I want to see that meme."
That's when my sister was just like. She stopped talking to me.
Dude, send me the meme and I'll clip it for the video.
Man.
Oh my god.
It's all right. It's a weird position because like I'm trying to like
right. It's your family.
I want to see my nephews. I want to see
reconcile.
Becoming an issue.
Yeah.
Like the meme.
But my gosh, man, he had to know. Like he had to know. He had to fucking know.
Well, what's so silly about that is too, it's not like, okay, I serve. You're trying to one up a guy who was shot 27 times. Like what kind of story are you even going to invent that's going to sound slightly realistic? Like that really happened and it sounds insane.
Was he?
If I was dating,
go ahead. Go. No, go.
If I was dating a girl that she said her 2 brothers were SEALs, I wouldn't lie about fucking stopping at a store or anything. You know what I mean?
Dude, I wouldn't lie about playing G.I. Joes as a kid. You fucking
I wouldn't lie about shit, dude. I wouldn't lie about what time I left work. I would
Yeah. One of them was a fucking sniper. I wouldn't lie about anything.
Let alone that, dude. I'm not lying about nothing.
Yeah. Well, and then my brother also did like intelligence gathering. Like that was like his last job. He did like
even worse
CIA type stuff.
Yeah.
So like he's like
God,
find out all kinds of information. He went to like interrogation schools.
When Sean, I'll tell you this. I legit had a panic attack listening to your brother's book at the one part. So one of my biggest things, and it fucking just even like I have nightmares about it. Claustrophobia is really like I fucking am not okay with it, right? Like really, really bad with it. And your brother told the story when he was doing a dive and they went under a dock, right? And the dock, like they had no lights and they got lost underneath a dock and it's pitch black. And he was with a guy that had fucked up. it was him and one other guy, and the guy who's with it fucked up, and they're stuck in between like a cement slab with a city on top of it and the fucking bottom of the ocean, which is like a couple feet away, and they're running out of air. They can't see. They don't know like how to get out of there. Right. And and the guy he's with got him lost because he was he doped up, like he was an idiot or he messed up. And like they eventually made it out. But him even telling that story gave me a fucking panic attack. And then you got a guy trying to lie and say he fucking went to jump school, right? Like, or whatever, he's ranger school, whatever bullshit, like that like, I can't even imagine. Ugh.
It is honestly insane. It is honestly insane that you
we'll shout out your dude. I'll put a link for your brother's book in the description of the episode. Really great shit. If you haven't listened to it, phenomenal. Or read, great book, great book. But yeah, no, dude, fucking nuts. I cannot. Are those the only stolen valors you had, Sean, or are there any more?
No, those are like, well, there's a bunch of other ones, but like there were small ones, like me and my group of friends, stuff like that. But
yeah.
No, those were like noteworthy because they were so close to me. I mean, like, dude, it wasn't some random person. Like,
I love that you waited fucking like years. Man, could you imagine like going to a gym and like, oh, hey, Barry, oh, what's up, man? And he comes up and like the dude, I guarantee there is times because I've been like at gyms, people will hold court, right? Like if you're the OG, if you're one of the alphas, if you're higher up, like you hold court after working out or whatever, telling stories, talking shit, talking about whatever. And I guarantee there was times like after a training session, this fucking dude's holding court and he's talking about when he was in the SEALs. And Sean had to be just sitting there like, this motherfucker. You know what I mean? Like, I can't fucking believe it. But, man, what are you going to do? That is a sin, though, the fucking stolen valor gimmick. You know what I mean? That's a sin. It's terrible.
Do you guys know who Jeremy DeWitt is?
No.
He's like I don't think so. He's like this guy who runs this, like, it's a funeral escort business in Florida. Okay. But he like decks himself out looking like a cop, like trying to look like a cop. And he's like been caught for like stolen valor and all this shit. But dude, this guy is like fucked up in so many ways that you can be fucked up. Look him up. Just next time you're on YouTube, just type Jeremy DeWitt. And dude, it's like the content is like endless. He got busted because he was carrying like a body cam and stuff. And he was like, so all he's supposed to do is escort these funerals and stuff. And he's pulling people over, shouting at them, saying like stop, like he's stopping traffic and everything. And like, you know, when you're in a funeral, like you have the right of way for like a red light or anything. But what you don't have is the right to like direct traffic and like push people. It's fucking nuts. This guy is insane. You got to check him out.
Man,
he's like he's been around for like, well, like the videos for him have been around for probably like a year or so. But he
Jeremy
is
DeWitt.
Nuts, dude. He is nuts.
That's crazy.
It all started off because he wanted to be a cop. He was in this like he was in this thing for like it was called like the Observers or the Explorers group or something. It's for like kids that are in high school that want to be cops or something.
Okay.
He went to go get gas. His card got declined, and he flashed the Explorer badge and said, "It's cool, I'm a cop. I'll be back tomorrow." But then he never came back. He never came back to pay for the gas. So the lady turned him in, then they found out, then he got charged with impersonating a police officer. And you would think 18-year-old, that's the end of the story, right? Wrong. Then he went and did it like for the rest of his life. Dude, it's nuts. His story is nuts.
Wow.
Only in Florida, dude. And of course he's from Florida.
Florida is a crazy fucking world, man. Nice. So I know Sean will get in on this, but let's talk about it. So this week, I mean, they stole our date, but this Friday, today, you know, when this airs, today, Obi-Wan has released 2 episodes on Disney Plus. Let's chat, fellas. So, Benoit, I'll go to you first. What are your thoughts on Obi-Wan? What are you looking forward to? How you feel about it? You know what? We have an open floor, guys. No interruption. Feel free to talk comic, talk Star Wars, talk whatever without interruption. Go, Bern. The floor.
He's going to log on right now.
Right now.
That's fucking gay.
Yeah.
There you go.
What are you fucking gay wars? Yeah, go ahead.
Just super pumped, man. Been waiting for the show for a long time. It was supposed to could be like early pandemic, and they rewrote the whole thing. And
really,
woman, they just couldn't find a script they like. I know they have a director who directs all 6 episodes, so that's cool. There's going to be
same
some
director for all 6 episodes.
Yep.
I wonder how it's going to be, because I like when because there is times like on, Mandalorian or on Book of Boba Fett where like Favreau will jump in on one and Bryce Dallas Howard jumps in on one. You know what I mean? Like, so, but it helps mix it up, but they do good work. I mean, as long as Filoni's in on it, it's usually pretty all right. You know,
I was just looking that up. Who are the producers?
I don't know that off the top of my head.
And you got guys like Joel Edgerton's in this one, isn't he? He's one of the guys. Yeah. He plays fucking Uncle Ben, right?
Yeah. He did in the prequels as well, but he just wasn't.
Fuck. He wasn't. Oh wow, yeah, but was Joel Edgerton.
He was just a dude at the time.
Ewan McGregor is one of the executive producers.
Ooh, I like that. He's putting his money where his mouth is.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, super pumped about that. Watching some Clone Wars episodes just to kind of get souped up for it.
Dude, you got to get I love because it's Filoni. So I love that they pull storylines and characters that they've got from Clone Wars. Love it.
I watched like the 4-part Mandalore plot arc with the Duchess, and I watched
some of the best stuff. That's where the sword comes. So good.
There's
and that was his love arc, wasn't it? That was Obi-Wan's love arc. Oh yes. God, so good with the Duchess.
And then and then there was the arc where he fakes his own death, which was cool, where then he goes in with the bounty hunters. And I'll poke around a little bit tonight. But I'm just excited. I'm excited Hayden Christensen's in it, man. Like, I don't know how they're going to do that deal, but I'm excited to see how it's going to go and how big of a part he's actually going to be.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
I wonder if he's part of flashbacks or something. But they're kind of older now.
Well, he doesn't take the helmet off, right? There's no, I
don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Maybe they'll get him in the construction process or something,
right?
Or rehab.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he's got
just a deep fake, because that deep fake of Luke Skywalker was not too bad.
No, but I know Christensen's on, like, he's there shooting. Like, he was there shooting, so he was on set. So I have to imagine we'll see his face at some point.
Yeah, dude. Plus, too, I wonder if you're gonna get like Rosario Dawson's gonna show up big. You know what I mean? Like,
he was Anakin's Padawan,
dude.
It's possible. It's not impossible.
Too, in the show at this point, what's the kid Ezra? Ezra would be around at this time, right?
Yeah.
Then you're gonna get are you gonna get Rex and those guys, or anyone from the Bad Batch?
I would like to see Captain Rex show up. That
dude,
would be cool.
Just a shout.
I mean, you got the actor.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's playing Boba Fett.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, so could Baby Yoda be conceived during this time frame?
I think it's 10 years post Revenge of the Sith, and I think A New Hope is 17 years post Revenge of the Sith. So we're about 7 years prior to New Hope.
When does Mandalorian take place?
It takes place
after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah.
I need to sit down and look at the timeline, because I'm so lost of where everything is.
Yeah.
Because it's there's so
many things.
Anakin gets his legs snipped off on Lava Planet, right?
Mm-hmm. Mustafar, yeah.
So that's kind of where, and then after that, Natalie Portman dies. Obi-Wan takes Alderaan, Leia goes to Alderaan, and then Luke goes to Tatooine, right? Obi-Wan buys a fucking condo next to him in Tatooine with Uncle Bendo, right? So that's kind of where we're at with the timeline, right? And then at this point, the Empire's completely taken over, and Code 52 or whatever had come
Order 66.
Order 66 had come in. So now they're just executing Order 66 and hunting down all the motherfuckers. So Bad Batch, they're in this time period because they were there for Order 66, and that's when they kind of went aloof. Ezra's here for this time period.
Star Wars Rebels is that time period.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah.
Because with the Inquisitors and all that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
And that game, right?
Dude, who's the
Fallen
blue?
Order.
Who's the blue general?
Thrawn.
Yeah. He's in this fucking time.
He is. You're right.
Dude, so you could get all those motherfuckers. I would love
remember,
that.
during Mandalorian, So whatever happens, if you do see Thrawn, he's not going anywhere because she was still looking for him
in the time of
Mandalorian. Yeah. So if he does show up, anything that happens, he's gonna make it through. Yeah.
Whatchamacallit, Rosario Dawson was looking for him?
Yeah, she's still looking for him.
That's going to be the whole point of her
hot
show.
As an alien. Yeah. If that was a real alien, I would.
Dude,
dude, she's hot. Yeah,
I would totally do it.
She's hot no matter what. Dude, and you saw Sasha Banks showing up in fucking Mandalorian season 2. Sasha Banks playing as a Mandalorian.
Yeah, I'm excited though because I'm like sort of, I don't know, a purist. Like I never got any of the books, no comics, none of the cartoons. So all this stuff that you guys are talking about, I'm obviously aware of it because I watch like some YouTube videos here and there.
Sure.
But like for me, I'm excited because like these characters are all like brand new characters. Those bald people, the Inquisitor people. Never even heard of them. Never even saw them before.
Love them.
So I'm like so excited because I have no backstory on any of it. I've only watched like the live action TV shows and movies, and that's it.
And movies.
Dude, you should really dive in. You should really dive. Like, so you didn't do Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett or any of that?
No, that's what I'm saying. All the live action.
Oh, okay.
All the live action I have. So all the TV shows like Mandalorian, but none of the cartoons or books.
Bro.
Dude, I really do not have the time. Like, no. I can barely keep up with like.
There's only 130 episodes of Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Only 130.
Dude, there's some of those
NBAs
episodes though. Dude, I remember there was one episode of Clone Wars where it was like they were on like a big like a tree planet or whatever. It was like a big leaf planet, and one of the generals, he had like 5 arms or 6 arms. He was a Jedi general.
His name was Krell.
And he turned.
Yeah.
And he turned like the Empire turned him, and he went dark in the episode, and it was fucking great. I remember watching that. I remember watching that episode, being like, "This is a fucking kid show. Kids are fucking what?" Like it was.
Well, that was when it was on Cartoon Network. When it was on Cartoon Network, they killed people all the time. Like Asajj Ventress killed people all the time.
Ventress! Fuck! We could see her, and we could see Darth, because technically Darth Maul's still alive.
Yeah,
Darth Maul's still alive. We could get Emilia fucking Clarke in this bitch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
you're not wrong. Maul shows up in Rebels. You're not wrong. He's definitely.
Dude,
I don't think he will though.
Darth Maul and his brother too.
He's dead. Savage Opress is dead.
Yeah. He's dead at this point.
Sidious killed him in front of Darth Maul.
In front of Darth.
Yeah.
Also, I think this is right around the time of the Solo prequel.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Emilia Clarke. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, because we get that little Darth Maul shout out at the end of the Solo flick. So you know whatever the name of the Emphas Nest was the name of the group that was.
I love if they did a deep dive on Bill Burr's character in Mandalorian.
I think they're just gonna make sure he's back once a season for like just a killer episode.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
How awesome is Bill Burr? That guy is so goddamn talented. It's ridiculous.
He is.
I love that guy.
I would love to sit
down with that guy.
Oh, same. I love, so like, this is what I'm like, we talked about this last night on the recording, is that like one thing I want for this show, and I think Bill Burr is part of it, is that one of the problems with cancel culture is that it's on a platform where the people that want to tell them to shut the fuck up aren't on any platform. Like the people that want to tell cancel culture to just shut the fuck up when they need to just shut the fuck up don't have social media. So they don't have a voice to tell them that. So one of the things I'd like to do with the show is be the voice, like our voice, like when we hear a cancel culture thing, really, we just want to tell them shut the fuck up because who gives a shit, right? Mm-hmm. So like that's kind of what like that's like what I kind of want, like with this platform, to be the voice for all those people that are like, no, just shut the fuck up. You're being a pussy, or put your bitch in, or whatever.
The key is you need to get sponsors that don't care. That's what I was telling you this weekend. We had our conversation.
Yeah. Oh,
the best sponsors, like there's no canceling Mad Dog 2020.
Nope.
There's no canceling
it hits our demo.
Old E40s. No canceling
Magnum condoms.
If you get like those types of sponsors, no one cares.
Yeah,
they don't really care what happens. But I mean, if you have like a Nike sponsorship, of course they're gonna care. Like it depends really on your sponsorship.
Yeah, honestly, too. that would like, I want to break into the college market. You know what I mean? Like we have a great product for the college market. Like we would fit, like totally they would buy our, like be into our shit because we're, you know, we're fucking just like them. But like we're just, you know, clever and funnier and more developed. But I'm saying like, I feel like Mad Dog, you know, Oldie, like that is our fucking, that is, you know, Magnum condoms, like that's our fucking.
Joe Rogan's first sponsor was like the Fleshlight.
Was it really?
Yeah, like back when they were doing it like we are. Like it was just a bunch of random fucking people. They didn't even care about making money. It was just friends. And they had like this stupid sponsors.
Do you know what Mad Dog's real name is? Like it says
You're right. It is
on the bottle. It says MD 2020. It stands for Mogan David.
Oh, okay.
So we'd be reaching out to Mogan David.
Wait, is Mad Dog? Does it say Mad Dog anywhere on the bottle?
No. It's just people see the MD. And it's just became
got the nickname Mad Dog 2020.
He probably died of cirrhosis, probably.
Yeah.
We used to always get Mad Dog 2020s, me and Chad Ziegler and Steve, and we would get the ices, and we'd get the icy, put all the candy in the center of it, and then put the icy over top of it so you could like steal all the candy.
Dude.
And then we'd somehow get Mad Dog 2020. I think we used to steal it from like the newspaper shop. What was that place?
The news agency.
No. We didn't steal from there because you couldn't get alcohol there. I don't know how we got it because it's Pennsylvania. You can't get alcohol. How the hell did we get it? I don't know. We got it somehow.
Somebody got it for you.
We poured it in the ices. That was the way to go.
Dude.
The Wawa ices with the Mad Dog 2020 strawberry.
Oh, dude. Mad Dog 2020. Do you know how fucked up that shit legit is like fucking like that shit fucks you up like Percocet. Like that shit fucks you up, bro.
It certainly does.
It's like literally it's like prison wine. Like I've made prison wine. Like I just got grape juice from the store and just put like bread yeast in it. I'm pretty sure that's like where it was invented, probably like in jail. It's probably like jail wine.
Well, I'm sure there's not much to it. It's dirt cheap, so I'm sure they don't do much. You know?
It's probably like all the fruit that falls on the ground and they can't sell at the store and they just throw it in a big pot.
Yeah.
Put some yeast in there and we're like, we'll just put it in this bottle and sell it to 12-year-olds.
Do you even want to know at this point? Do you even want to know how they make it?
I don't want to know anything about it. I want to forget I ever knew it, quite frankly.
It's like runoff. It's like runoff of a nail polish factory. It's like the runoff that they don't use. You know?
all the water is actually the tears of strippers.
Well, we're following them on Instagram now, so hopefully MD 2020 will.
Mogan David, nice to meet you. Pleasure to finally meet you,
dude. It's a
we've met.
A nice Jewish. We are old friends, but it's a nice Jewish wine.
Nice Manischewitz.
Right. Yeah. So nice. So shout out MD Twong Twong. MD Twong Twong.
Yeah, my wife's Jewish, so her parents are like
mazel.
Very, very, very Jewish. So they have the Manischewitz over there, and I always sneak a bit of it. It's terrible. That stuff's terrible.
Not very good. No.
Oof.
Very sweet.
Yeah. Big time. So nice. Okay. Well, all right. What else do we want to talk about with Obi-Wan? Anything?
I just want to say, like, Sean was saying he didn't see all like the shows and everything, like the cartoons, the games and everything. I think like even though they give us that guide saying like you should watch this, and this before the show, I really think like they will like kind of put it out for everybody. You know what I mean? Like I think if you miss that stuff, I don't think it's gonna make that big a deal. They'll give you like a pretty good rundown of who the characters are and everything.
Well, I mean, all of them are. I mean, like even if you look at like the ones that first came out back in the 70s, George Lucas always had a backstory when he made those. So it's like I don't have to actually know the backstory.
Yeah,
no, you don't. They were just good movies.
They're just good movies. I mean, there's always a backstory to every movie. There's always a backstory to everything, pretty much.
That's actually a good point.
Yeah, and whether Disney knows the model too. Like they put out Endgame. They didn't want only the people who had seen the previous 20 Marvel movies to show up for Endgame. You know, they wanted everybody to come. So like they're pretty good at mixing in like here are the rewards for the hardcore people who have watched all the shit. But if you're just tuning in, we want to at least make it like so you can follow along.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, definitely.
And Obi-Wan's pretty straightforward. I mean, there's a couple episodes from the Clone Wars. But for the most part, if you saw all the movies, like you should be pretty much up to speed.
And Ewan McGregor's a great fucking actor too.
Mm-hmm.
He's awesome, dude. He was awesome in the Birds of Prey. Like he was like the only good part of that movie.
I know.
You know, the Black Mask. Like
his Black
to me,
Mask
he was
great.
the only good character in that movie. I mean, Harley Quinn, whatever. But that I feel like they're kind of like just pushing that too much, you know. But he was the best part of that movie by far. Like his acting, his character, all that stuff.
Well, he played it huge and broad, and now we're gonna get to see him go to Obi-Wan, where it's gonna be much more like focused and like you know, I mean, he's just got a ton of range. But from what I read, like I heard one of the producers say, like, you know, at this point in the story, he doesn't know that Anakin's Darth Vader. Like he thinks Anakin died on Mustafar, and if that's actually the case, then that's gonna be a really cool journey of him figuring out, like, that is like, wait a minute, he's still like, you know, and it was just like something that, like, with that, like a direct.
I didn't even put that together.
There has to be an unmasking eventually of like.
Well, that was in the trailer though. That was in the trailer, and I think he looked sort of surprised, like that he was alive. I'm pretty sure.
So that's a cool.
It was like his eyes. His eyes looked. He looked surprised.
So that's
because he's been in hiding the whole time. Yeah,
he just
that's
took
a great point. That's a great point.
So until these Inquisitors show up and start looking for him, you know, he's pretty much off the grid. And I don't feel like Tatooine has a great, you know, he's not hanging out in Mos Eisley, you know, getting all the space gossip. You know, he's pretty much just hanging out in his hut.
Yeah, they're isolated. I'm sure that's how they want it. You know.
Yeah, that's the point.
Yeah. True. All right. So nice.
Also, new Thor trailer this week looks incredible.
Yeah, dude.
Did it come out? Did I miss it?
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a new trailer. Nice. That movie might be the one like we were hoping Doctor Strange was. You know, like Doctor Strange was going to be that big like home run because they were doing the multiverse and all the extra characters. I think Thor might be like the, you know what I mean, cream of the crop, top tier movie that they.
And Bale looks incredible.
Yeah, agreed. I can't wait to see how he does Thor. Yeah, dude, it's going to be awesome. It is going to be an awesome movie.
So we got that trailer, and then we got a Mission Impossible 7 trailer this week, which is like Tom Cruise is just going to keep doing this until he explodes in a dirigible. But
you know what? They're watchable movies.
Oh, they actually the first
the last one was
holds up.
Capital was good too.
The last two were good. Rogue Nation and Fallout were both like kind of got. I think they dipped a little bit in the middle, and like I don't know if I even saw 4 or whatever. But then I started going through the beginning because my buddy was like, actually, they're really like getting to be like top notch action flicks, and the last couple have been really
bad
good
at all. Yeah, exactly.
So all right, guys, we're coming to the top of the time though, so before we get out of here, I just want to, let's send them off as we do. So Bern, I will be going to you first. Is there anything you would like to say to the 40 Fort faithful before we get out of here?
No, man, it was just good hearing from those guys last week. I'm really excited for next week's pod because you've been talking about for a while, like what a great, honest kind of open conversation you guys had. And just hoping for some nice weather this weekend, man. And hope everybody has a safe and responsible Memorial Day. Stay off the roads if you're drinking because they'll be out there.
Yeah, they will. Nice. Sean Douglas Day, the Madman. Anything you want to say to the Madman maniacs before we get out of here?
Yeah, here's your PSA for the next year. If you guys heard about monkeypox, not a big deal. As long as you don't put your pee-pee in a poop hole, you won't be getting monkeypox. CNN, Fox News won't say it. That's all it is. So as long as you're not
from the poopy.
So wear a condom if you're going to have anal sex, and you'll be good with the monkeypox.
All right.
All right.
Great.
Yeah.
The more you know.
The more you know.
Just make a couple phone calls.
G.I. Joe.
Yeah.
Go, nice. Joe. Yeah, that's more fitting. You're right.
Go, Joe. Yeah. School is cool and education is paramount. Okay, very nice. And Lasmeeshma, best for last. Anything you want to say to the Lasmeeshma Nation before we get out of here?
All right. So I'm starting to feel the pressure. So I'll say the worst time to have a heart attack is during a game of charades.
Wow.
You know?
Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you what. Speaking of charades, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, coming today by the Madman Sean Day, the Bad Boy Bern Podcasy, and Liam Reese. You can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can have us on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like and subscribe so we can keep this party going and get a live show from Hobo Jungle. This has been the Working Perspectives Podcast.
Let's go.
Weekend poppin'. Thanks for listening. Enjoy your weekend. Happy Memorial Day. Thanks. See ya. All right, boys. We're out. Good shit. Good shit tonight.
The Hobo Jungle just sounds like it was like your spot, right? Like what we would call the spot, which was just like an opening in the woods where we would just like crush 40s and smoke.
We had a couple
like that's what the Hobo Jungle sounds like.
That's what it was.
It's a much better name. That I will admit, that's right. Like that name crushes like any of what we called it. You know, they called it do not enter or no outlet or whatever. We called it or they called it dead end, I think. And we only called it the spot. Hobo Jungle just blows both of those names away, dude.
The best.
Yeah, it really is the best name you could have for it.
And I wish I could credit the person who named it, but it's always been Hobo Jungle, as far as I know. You know, as far back as time goes.
Oh yeah,
Hobo Jungle. I have no idea.
I couldn't tell you who called
the term.
it the spot. Yeah, I couldn't even tell you who called it. I just knew when like the older kids, you know what I mean? Like it just always was the spot. You know, it happened long before my time. You know,
I can tell you called it no outlet. The township.
Oh.
Yeah, and it's like one of those things too where like, you know, there's a little bit of a status thing too. Like you come rolling in Hobo Jungle, if you're some lame 11-year-old, it's like hit the bricks, kid.
Oh fuck yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You don't just show up to the Hobo Jungle without like a rite of passage, you know what I mean?
There's
like
got to be someone to vouch, older guy from your street or some, you're like, a 10-year-old, 12-year-old from your Major League Baseball team, Little League team, like you needed an in.
Like no, he's cool. He can hang in the Hobo Jungle. You know what I mean? Don't worry.
We used to play. You guys ever play doggy?
Yeah.
Doggy?
They call it run the bases here.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
so it's just you just have two goals and one guy with a tennis ball, right? And the object is to run as many times as you can back and forth. I mean, you're not even counting.
You're in a game of pickle, you know, like
essentially, yeah.
Yeah, we call it run the base. Yep.
But like, you know, so if you're an 11-year-old and like the 13-year-olds are there and they're trying to decapitate everyone. So also like, if you could take some pain, you know, that was a good way to get in. Be like, not be a pussy when you got hit in the face with the racquetball or the tennis ball or whatever we were using that day. And you could up your status on the doggy patch, which was right outside of the Little League. Yeah,
same with like, you know, like exactly if there's like a pickup game of football going on, like even if you're not very good, but if you got the balls to jump in there with the older guys and they're crushing you and everything, like,
and you just take
it. It shows them that you're like, you know, willing to take the hits, you know.
Yeah, and they're always looking for someone to punish. You know, 13-year-old boys are savages.
Yeah, and back then I would do anything to belong. So
exactly.
Same, dude. Fuck that. We're doing it right now. You kidding?
Yeah.
Anything and everything.
That's right.
How's your daughter, Lasmeeshma?
She's good, man. She's like, dude, I'm lucky, man. I really am. Like, she is behaving like better than she has like up until this point. And you know, I really, my only complaints is that the fucking dishes in the laundry never fucking stops, dude. I fucking hate it, you know? That's my real gripe with parenting is like the fucking living room, like cleaning the living room and the fucking dishes and the laundry. The fucking shit never ends, dude. It's unreal.
Yeah.
When my son goes to take a shit, like you walk in the bathroom afterwards, and you're like he has a table in there. Dude. He moves over in front of it. There's Legos there. You're like, dude, you were in here for 4 minutes, and this whole place. Like, there are nights where I go to take a shower and I just open up the curtain and I just look at the amount of toys in the shower. I'm like, no, I don't want to pick this up. I don't even want to do it. I'm just not going to take a shower.
Move this fucking Toys R Us out of here.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just not even going to bother. We'll just catch up tomorrow.
I remember when she was that age, like always the toys. Thank God she's past that. But now she's like old enough, so she does the shower and everything by herself. But you know what she won't do? She won't close the goddamn curtain all the way, and fucking water gets everywhere. And it's infuriating, dude. It's infuriating. So, but if that's my biggest complaint, then you know what I mean? Like, life is good over here, dude. So the truth is, I'm not really bitching. It's all good,
man. Can I ask you a question? If and it's inappropriate, I'll my bad. But does she ask about her mom at all?
Not really. No, she really doesn't. She like I'll even try to, like ask her like, hey, is there anything you want to talk about? Are you upset about, is there something that you're upset about? Do you want? She just doesn't. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Like I'm hoping it's not just getting buried and it like will like boil over eventually, but. I mean,
you know what, man? All you can do is ask, and when she's ready to talk about it, she'll talk about it. But I mean, all you can do is say, hey, be available. And
I don't want to lead. I don't want to lead the conversation either. You know what I mean? Because if she's only mad because she didn't get her way for 5 seconds or it's something stupid that's just going to pass. Well, then I don't want to steer her in a direction of something that's going to make her more upset. So. You're right. All I really can do at this point is like, are you sure? Is everything okay? Like, what's going on? Like if she's really cranky or upset or something, you know what I mean? I'll just be like, everything okay? Like, talk to me about anything, like whatever it is, we'll figure it out.
Well, the other thing I'm sure, like, we talk about North Wales and Lansdale and, 40 Fort. By the way, at what point did Justin realize it was 40 Fort and not 40 foot on the pod last night? Because he was a solid 40. I was going to break his balls about that if he was on tonight. It was like, so at what point did you look at the population and realize? Because then you started calling it 40 Fort. But another thing my wife is always astounded by it is just like how little, like, me and my brothers are super close without ever showing any emotion. Like, we never talked about feelings. We were not an I love you house. We were not a hugs and kisses every night house.
Yeah,
like,
same, dude.
It's just not how it was. So like, it's funny, like, for all the good things we have in common, I'm sure we have a lot of those, emotionally repressed, suck it up, no one wants to hear your problems, philosophies that have been ingrained in us that, having kids now, and I'm married to a psychologist, so I have a great advantage of being like,
yeah, you do.
So you just ask for help when you need help.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? Get the fuck out of here!
Damn, you're married.
And you're not going to like hate me for it? Yeah,
that's got to be awesome, and also
gift and the curse, man.
Sometimes.
Gift and the curse.
Yeah, dude.
None of my previous. I made the good. Like I married a girl who was smarter than me, which is great for a lot of reasons, and also like shit.
Yeah,
she doesn't put up with any of my shit, or at least she knows when I'm full of shit,
Mm-hmm.
But it's good because it forces me to not be such a
keep you on your toes, man.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep. That's what you need, man. You don't somebody that doesn't challenge you. You're just gonna be shitty,
yeah. I'll be totally fine to just be drunk and shitty all the time.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, like today, we had a dentist appointment. So like today's my day with the girl. Well, I have her all day, Tuesday and Wednesday, just because my wife works like a normal day and I'm off those days. And then he had a dentist appointment, and then I went to the wrong place because we changed dentists, and then we had to make a later appointment, and then it was like 11 o'clock. So I was like, I'm not even taking you to daycare. Like, we're just gonna hang.
Nice.
But it was a good day. But it was like usually on one of these 2 days, I get like the house cleaned up or like the dishwasher emptied or like the laundry folded. And then he was home today and I'm like, not only did I not get any of that stuff done, but the house is like 5 times more trashed than it would have been. Like now I like walk downstairs. I'm like, I don't even know where to start.
Yeah, dude, they just like work against you. You know what I mean? It'll be like a Sunday or something. Dude, they really do. It'll be a Sunday. You like, you tackle the living room. You're like, awesome, spotless, vacuum, everything's awesome. Then you like go into the kitchen or the bathroom or something. You know what I mean? You
get something done.
Stuff down. Then you come back out to the living room. You're like, you gotta be fucking kidding me, man.
I've been gone for 7 minutes.
Yeah. Like, how the fuck is this even possible? Or it's like the next day and you're just like, how?
Why?
Man? You know?
Why did I
like,
even bother?
Yeah. But they're still little. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I feel like if you're always on top of that, then you got like a fucking cleaning lady or something, you know?
Right. I'd always rather him like to be at home, and not like, I don't want to, my deal was not that I didn't like being at home, but like my deal was like, I don't know. I woke up and it was like, all right, I got to get out of here till dinner. Like, what time do I have to be home? 6. All right. I'm on the bike. I'll catch you at 6. Like, yeah, man, it's cool. He's got his little pre-K graduation ceremony tomorrow night. So he's all stoked about that. And then
I remember that.
I can finally stop paying for his daycare come August when he starts kindergarten.
That is like such a huge like influx like into your monthly budget.
Well,
you know what I mean? Like,
well, we're just gonna transfer it because then we're trying to keep my daughter out until then, so we're not paying $2,000 a month, for daycare. So like, once he goes in, once he leaves, what
2 kids is now. You're paying like $2,000.
He's like $240 a week, and she's a baby, so she'd be like $280 a week.
God,
so
damn, dude.
like
I was paying $13.60 a month for her full time. So
that's where he is. He's like, what is he? I was like 280. So he's like, a grand, like a grand 50.
Think about when you get the second one out and then it just comes back. Like, cause that's when things really got like a lot easier for me. Like, I'm not going to lie. When I had to come up with that $1,300 a month and pay for everything else, dude, it was tight around here. Yeah. But when she finally got to like public school, and then by the time she got to kindergarten, they were doing full-time kindergarten. So I was like, oh yes, we're fucking saved. You get all that money back like that month, and you're like, holy shit, you're going out to eat and stuff.
Yes, I mean, that's $14,000 a year. If your boss offered you a raise, if your boss offered you a raise of $14,000, you'd be like, oh shit, all right, my lifestyle can change a little bit now. Like.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Definitely.
All right, guys. Hey, good shit tonight. Really good stuff, guys.
Yep.
Awesome, man. All right.
All right, fellas.
Later.
Be safe. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
All right. Take it easy.
Talk to you soon.